All right, good evening. Sorry about that. At 6:25, we're going to start with E, reconvene to open session. F, announcement of actions taken in closed session, none at this time. We're going to go on to G, comments from the public. We're going to start with Aldo Silva. There's a time.
Thank you.
All right, good evening, guys, board members. My first time. I don't know if this thing turned on. Can you hear me? You guys hear me? Right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right,
Give me a second.
all right, good evening, gentlemen, ma'am. My name is Aldo Silva. The reason why I'm here is because during this week on Monday, I was informed that I was to no longer coach I was to no longer be part of the varsity baseball team, and I spoke with Mr. Carlos Gonzalez about this personally, and I requested a formal memorandum or rationale about this issue, and came back the next day, spoke to him personally again in his office, and was presented with this memorandum that I presented with you guys to you guys, and informing me that the offer of demotion from varsity baseball coach to the freshman baseball coach was no longer on the table. I don't know if it was because I requested a formal memo or rationale, because I told them personally that I was not going to accept or decline the decision because I needed a justification of why I was being demoted. So, as you guys can see, my response is right here, and you guys, I presented you gentlemen and ma'am with my response. And my response, it explains everything. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because it's pretty lengthy, but it does explain from the beginning where I got the text from Mr. Alvarado, the AD, a text via phone that I was being demoted from the varsity to the freshman team, and I requested and I responded back with the courteous response via text also. And that same day, that's when I met with Mr. Carlos Gonzalez, and we discussed over the what do you call it, the offering of demotion. Okay, so, and as you guys can see, some of in the letter, most of the clarifications and the rationale are unreasonable, and obviously they're not true. And I questioned Mr. Carlos Gonzalez about integrity issues within the department and within the school district. And I'm backing him up, and I'm presenting them with texts from the head coach, and where it states that the memorandum that was delivered to me, that was handed to me, is completely false and is inaccurate. And I did question Mr. Gonzalez if he really wanted to put his name on this memo because his integrity was an issue. Because this is an official document. I work for the U.S. Border Patrol, like I said, sir, and integrity is a big issue for us. So when I write a memorandum, if my name is on it, then I better have the facts for it. So just to conclude, like I said, it's a lengthy response for me, but it does have text from the head coach where the communication was still there up until this past Saturday. So and that's where this rationale is like I said, is unreasonable, and it's definitely lacking integrity.
Right.
And that is my main concern here, not anything else. Just my image is very important for me.
Thank you, Mr. Silva.
You got it, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead and start with Myra Silva.
Hello, my name is Myra Silva, and I'm here in regards to also the baseball team. As you can see, baseball has always been like a really good sport here in Calexico, very successful, very talented kids. And for some reason, this head coach was hired this year, regardless of prior complaints, which my understanding from administration is that I guess there's a statute of limitations. After so many years, we can't use any complaints from 5 years back against them. But how is that possible to have a bully head coach, you know, dealing with our kids when he's done so much damage? And there's people here to support us. They're not gonna speak, but they're here to support us. Why? Because this is serious. Like physical abuse, you can prove it. You know, any other type of abuse, you can prove that. But mental abuse, emotional abuse, it cannot, you know, it's really hard to prove. But everybody, regardless whether they want to submit a complaint in writing, everybody in the team knows that it's happening. And they were playing under pressure. They were feeling bullied. They were, you know, put down, given comments. And this person has done that in the past many times. And there's ex-players here that can actually tell you that this has happened in the past. And I don't know why. We trust the board that they're gonna make the best decision for our kids, because the best interest is the kids, not anything else. And we're here because we're the community and we vote for you guys. And to see that this is happening, I am very disappointed. Very disappointed with administration and everything else, because 14 kids went into the principal's office and signed a paper saying they did not want to play for this coach. And was anything done? Kids were interviewed, yes, with just a one-on-one with a person that backs up this person. That is crazy. My kid was interviewed, which I did not like, and the only questions that were asked was just kind of like to try and get him to answer what they wanted to get, the answer they wanted to get. And I don't appreciate how they handled everything, or how it's even handled at this point. And we have a lot of examples, and you guys should probably have copies of all the complaints that have been submitted. We have kids that have been, you know, dealing with anxiety and feeling nervous. They don't want to play anymore, and these are kids that have a lot of talent, and they really do have a future. And it's unfortunate that we would have to make the decision to move districts because of this. And I was born and raised in this city, and I would love my son to graduate from Calexico High School, and I'm extremely considering the fact of moving my child, because this is insane. You guys don't back up the kids. You're worried about probably the vote of one person or backing up just one person, and in reality, the interest of the kids is what matters.
Thank you. Eva Iribe. Ernie Acuña's next.
Good afternoon, Board. I'm here for my son, Adrian Acuna. You know, he started baseball since he's been 3 years old and loves the sport. Started playing year-round sports since he's been 7. This year, starting playing for a varsity coach. He's been manipulated a lot from the coach, abused, bullied. other things that I would not like to say right in front of everybody. I mean, I spoke to Mr. Gonzalez. He knows. Just a little bit on Adrian. He the first game season opening against Brawley here in Calexico, he got here at 5:15, and he didn't play. Coach told everybody to be there 5:30. He was one of the last ones to get there at 5:15, and he didn't play. Not one inning, just he went for foul balls, and he still had a good attitude to go get those foul balls. Me as a parent, I talked to him really good. I said, don't get disappointed. Go to practice, be there on time, be the first one. And he was. He started the game in Brawley, did really well. He went, I believe, 3 for 4, scored 2 runs. The last one, he batted, got choked. Pitcher got him out. And for that, he did not go to San Diego and play Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday because he said he didn't sprint hard enough. So he did not play 3 games in San Diego. Then he found out he wasn't in the roster no more for varsity. Not only found out he wasn't in the roster, but was told by a lot of his teammates that he wasn't playing no more for the varsity team. And that was 2 ball players, my son Adrian Acuna and Danny Ramirez. But the funny thing is that Danny Ramirez got a phone call Monday, first day to school, that he never got kicked out of the team. He got the call and he went back. I know my son struggles a lot in school, in grades, but right now it's affecting him a lot because he got kicked out of a sport that he's been playing all his life. And that's hurting him a lot. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
¿Va Iribe? No. Daniel Ramírez.
My name is Danny Ramirez. I am the father of Danny Ramirez. I have lived in Calexico my entire life. The reason I am here today is because of an issue that I feel is very important. The reason I am here is to report and record my comments regarding varsity baseball coach Ricky Guzman. I am here to inform you of the verbal abuse and bullying of Mr. Guzman, not only to my son, but the whole team. Telling him stuff like, go back to Mexico, go to another school, we don't need you. I speak on only facts and only things I know to be 100% truthful. You don't tell that to students that you're nothing without baseball, or you should stick to selling tacos. I ask the board to open up your eyes and see what kind of coach Mr. Guzman really is. I know that he has past experience in baseball coaching, but how is it that no other district wants a man with so much experience? He has given himself a reputation of verbal abuse when he coaches the varsity baseball teams. All these things I know because Calexico is a baseball town. If Mr. Guzman continues as a manager, I know that he will forever harm the future of baseball in this town. Bullying and intimidation to any student is and should not be accepted in any high school. I asked the board to investigate, and you will find that over the past 10 years, Mr. Guzman has been called into the office for issues ranging from intimidation to bullying as a coach. Why Mr. Guzman was hired is beyond words to me. Students should be taught about teamwork, competition, and most important, being a good people. Ask yourself, if he was such a great coach, why don't other high schools hire him? It's very simple. No other high school in the valley will hire him because they know what he is like, and they refuse to allow a bully into their high school. And since he is a teacher here at the Calexico, he does deserve to apply for the coaching jobs. But if he is not the best candidate, he should not have been hired in the first place. Don't let Mr. Guzman use his coaching talk to convince you he is the best candidate. A person doesn't need to tell you what a great coach he is. A good coach can be a great coach as long as his players say that about him. I implore the board to act on this immediately. If you allow him to continue, it will give the impression that bullying is accepted, and the kids themselves will come to realize that it is okay to be bullied. And if this continues, more of our players will leave Calexico and attend other schools where their coaches support their players. I implore you not to wait till next year, but to suspend him from coaching for the remainder of the year until you get to the bottom of the investigation. But to allow him to continue would be a mistake by the school administration. I urge all parents to blow the whistle on abusive coaches. There is never an excuse for an adult in position of power to demean, embarrass, and humiliate our Calexico children. Never. This is not an education. This is not coaching. Instead, it's unexcusable behavior. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we're going to move on to H, presentations. H1, highest attendance for month 7.
Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our highest attendance. If we can have Mr. Avina please come up. And Mr. Avina is actually bringing the trophy. So if we can give Mr. Avina, Jefferson Elementary School Principal, a round of applause, please. So every month, our schools compete when it comes to attendance. And so last month, for month 6, we had Jefferson Elementary School. And so now we are very honored to present the month 7 for the highest attendance of the month. And actually, this is the third time. And I see you brought a big fan club, which is the Maines Elementary staff. So big round of applause to Maines. So if you can come on up, and this is the moment. We're going to go ahead and pass the torch, the trophy. So not only that, but I guess, Ms. Noriega, this will be the third banner that will be at the site, which is a great accomplishment. And so we can have maybe Mr. Velez help out with the, well, here it is. So not only do they get a banner, which they can display proudly at the school site, wherever it is that they wish, but also it comes with a plaque. And so it's a certificate, and it reads, Maines Elementary School, highest student attendance percentage achieved for the month 7 of 2017-18 school year, 96.73%. Congratulations. So again, congratulations to Maines Elementary School. And we'll see what elementary school gets it next month. Thank you.
Moving on to H2, student representatives, Aurora Joe Ramos.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, members of the board and active superintendent. My name is Joe Ramos, and I'm here glad to represent Aurora High School and on ASB Eagles Nest. I hope you had a splendid spring break with your family and loved ones. It doesn't harm to have a good spring break once in a while, all right? Our students last week started off of various classmates took the survey on career lock, IVROP, and IVC corrections and ASCP. Some testing that we had to take for IVC. Lastly, we confident to confirm that today on April 19, we had our lockdown drill, went just splendid today. Thank you. Have a good day.
Calexico High School, Daniela Cortez.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. Daniela could not make it tonight, so my name is Juliana Fimbres, and I will be representing Calexico High School. On April 9th, students returned from spring break. We hope everyone had a great and safe spring break. Ending the month of March, we had a charity event, which is called Pasta for Pennies, in which fourth period classes had to collect spare change, and we donated to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. The class that donated the most money would receive a complete pasta party from Olive Garden. This year, we collected around $2,000. Relay for Life took place on April 14th. Students from Calexico High School from the ASB and APYL Club participated in the event organized to honor the lives of cancer patients and cancer survivors and their caregivers. ASB donated $850 to this charity event just from recycling. Bulldog Idol took place yesterday, April 18th. Talented students competed in this event, and the winner for this year's Bulldog Idol was Araceli Ramirez. Seniors had the opportunity to take their cap and gown pictures today during their first through sixth periods. This whole week, Calexico High School students have been on block schedule due to SPEC testing. Our juniors have been testing in English and math. Our seniors had to test on science. SPEC testing will continue on until Tuesday, April 24th. We wish all our students the very best. Our last blood drive will take place on May 3rd, which we donate to the San Diego Blood Bank. Students at Calexico High School are now preparing and studying for the AP tests coming up in May. We wish all our students the very best and good luck to all of them. Thank you for your attention, and may you all have a good night.
Ninth Grade Academy, Johnny Valenzuela.
Good evening, my name is Johnny Valenzuela, and today I will be talking about the past events we have done during the month of April. The first event was the Easter egg hunt, where our Circle of Friends students searched for eggs at a park. We finished our Pennies for Patients campaign, and we made a total of $1,450, and our goal was $800. The next event we had was tryouts for our Bulldogs Got Talent event, and we'll be having weekly practices for our ASB president, Senior Juliana, to help the seniors do the best they can do. Last Saturday, a group of 9 ASB students attended an event called Home Run Derby near the water plant, and 2 of them dressed up as the Bulldog mascots and interacted with the participants and to give them some courage not to give up. We are also planning our spring pep rally to congratulate our spring's athletes soon. That is all the events for April, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Enrique Camarena, Adrián Campos.
Good evening, students, parents, teachers, and board members. My name is Adrian Campos. I'm the ASB president of Enrique Camarena Junior High School, and I'm here to inform you all on events that have and will happen in the month of April. So the first thing we did was we came back from spring break on April the 9th, and I hope everyone had a fantastic spring break. And then we shifted our focus to SBAC preparations, and today was the final day for our 8th grade science CAS testing. And then we tested for 2 days, and with those 2 days, all the 7th graders participated in some SBAC chats for information on their previous performance. And we started our spring sports for boys softball and girls basketball. Our first home game will be against Corfman and will be held on Wednesday, April the 25th. And on Monday, Mr. Romero, our principal, will be announcing the House Awards for the House Award recipients in the following 3 categories: highest attendance rate, best average GPA, and highest overall AR passing rate. And these awards will be given to the Block 1 classrooms that win. And Mr. Romero will also be meeting with our 8th graders to discuss 8th grade promotion requirements and criteria. That is all I have. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice night.
Thank you. From Willie Moreno, Brianda Montaño.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brianda Montaño, and I am a part of ASB in William Moreno Junior High. Today, I will share the events we have planned for the month of April. On April 9th, William Moreno students came back from a wonderful spring break. Starting Monday, April 9th, all of the other Mondays of the month, students are allowed to wear blue attire to support autism awareness. On Friday, April 13th, we had a noon activity known as water pong. The activity consists of students throwing balls into each other's cups from across the table in order to get a point. On Monday, April 16th, we held 6th grade field trips to William Moreno Junior High. Students will get the presentation of all the electives that will be able to choose and get a full tour of the school. On April 17th and 18th, we had boot camp for the incoming 7th graders. In boot camp, the students will get to know the school a lot more by having interactions with some of the teachers. On April 20th, William Moreno Junior High will be selling free dress passes for $1 to raise money for the 8th grade promotion. On April 26th, ASB will be having the CHS drumline for a pep rally during Block 1. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to H3, Students of the Month recognitions.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and continue with our Students of the Month. So we're very proud of the recognition of being chosen Student of the Month for the hard work that our students are putting in their academics. And so it's a great honor to be selected as a Student of the Month. So I'd like to first of all start with Aurora. So if we can have the representative that's going to be reading the bios, Daniela Morales. All right. So if we can go ahead and have Jaylene Sandoval Sotelo, please come up with your family. Let's give them a big round of applause. You can begin with a bio.
Well, good evening, board members and families and everybody who's here. I'm proud to present Jaylene Sandoval Soltelo as the Student of the Month for Aurora High School. She's an excellent student and has succeeded in what a lot of students have not yet put an imprint in our school, despite their longitude. Despite her first semester here, she has grown so much, and she has shown not only Mr. Moreno but her teachers, who are so proud of her, in the SPED program. We like to acknowledge her willingness to continue her education in Riverside University to continue with nursing assistants. Thank you.
All right, let's give Jaylene another round of applause. All righty, next Student of the Month from Aurora. If we can please have Luis Garcia Campos, please come up with your parents. Give him a round of applause.
Luis has avidly expressed his appreciation for Aurora High School since he's got here. He's shown the opportunity that this school has given him to exceed in his education, and the opportunity that it has given him. He is passionate with his American football that he is greatly going to continue achieving in Salvatierra Institute in Mexicali, Baja California. And he plans to attend Xochicalco University in Mexicali as well, to proceed in psychology degree, as well to continue with criminology later on.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you.
And now we'll be having Calexico High School main campus. And our first Student of the Month, if we can have Jasmine Alcantar, please come up with your parents.
Jasmine Alcantar is a senior at Calexico High School. Her parents are Carmen and Jorge Alcantar. Jasmine has been involved in STEM, also known as science, technology, engineering, and math, related extracurricular activities such as mesa, mathematics, engineering, science achievement, and robotics. Jasmine has been interested in engineering since her sophomore year and will continue to pursue her interests and goals at California State University, Cal Poly Pomona, where she will major in computer engineering.
Congratulations. All right, next student of the month from Calexico High School main campus. If we can have Luis Flete Salazar please come up. Give him a round of applause. You can go ahead and read the bio. Thank you.
Luis Fletes is a senior at Calexico High School. Luis is taking 5 advanced placement courses: AP Calculus, AP Economics, AP English Literature, AP Biology, and AP Computer Science. In the fall, Luis will attend the University of California at Santa Barbara and majoring in electrical engineering. Luis is involved in extracurricular activities such as math club, robotics team, treasurer of the robotics club, president of the ping pong club. Luis is thankful for all his family and friends who have supported him during high school. Luis feels honored to receive this exceptional award.
All right.
Thank you.
Now, we're going to go ahead and present the Students of the Month recognitions for Calexico High School 9th grade campus. And if we can have Janessa Contreras, please come up with your parents. Congratulations.
Janessa Contreras is the daughter of Sandra and Jesse Contreras. Her favorite subjects are Spanish and English. She played basketball for the varsity team. She plans to attend medical school to be a gynecologist. The one thing she would improve is that all people would be employed. Way to go, Janessa.
And our next Student of the Month from Calexico High School 9th grade campus, Christian Jose Padilla. Give him a round of applause. And
Christian
if the
Padilla
family
is
can
a-
also come up.
Christian Padilla is the daughter of Veronica and Joe Padilla. His favorite subjects are math and science. A member of the band, and he plays the bass clarinet and is a member of the freshman baseball team. He wants to major in psychology and attend a four-year university. The one thing he would like to do for our society is end world violence. Great job, Christian.
All right, next we're going to be recognizing the Students of the Month from Enrique Camarena Junior High School. And our first Student of the Month that we're recognizing from Enrique Camarena is Aranza Lira. So if you can please come up with your parents. You can read the bio.
Aranza Lira is in 8th grade. Aranza is the daughter of Cristina Alcatar and Enrique Lira. Her hobbies include listening to music, and her favorite subject in school is math. When she graduates, she would like to study mechanical engineering. She would like to thank her family and friends because they encourage her to get good grades, and they offer her help when she needs it.
And our next Student of the Month from Enrique Camarena Junior High School, if we can have Joshua Herrera Aramburo. Please come up with your parents.
Joshua Herrera Aramburo is in 8th grade. Joshua Herrera is the son of Aurora Herrera and Hector Herrera. His hobbies he would like to share are that he likes playing basketball, drawing, and reading books. His favorite subjects in school are science, math, and history. When he graduates, he would like to become a doctor, and he would like to meet his A3G requirements. He would also like to apply for the University UCSD in San Diego, which will require all of his hard work. He would like to thank his parents, Miss Mendoza, Miss Robles, Miss Sanchez, and Miss Hernandez, because thanks to all of their support, he achieved his goals. And however, not only that, but whenever he needs help, he always knew he had someone he could ask for and also advice. Finally, he would like to share one of his favorite quotes: "There's no elevator for success. You'll have to take the stairs."
And next, we'll be recognizing our Students of the Month from Willie Moreno Junior High School. And if we can have first Student of the Month from Willie Moreno Junior High School, Mia Burgos, please come up with your family.
Mia Burgos is the daughter of Olivia Burgos. She is an only child, which Mia doesn't mind at all. Mia's favorite class is science. She also loves any shade of pink, chicken, enchiladas, Telsas, and Taylor Swift. In the future, she would love to visit the Big Apple, New York, and the City of Love, Paris. Mia's goal is to maintain her 4.0 GPA because she likes the way it makes her feel. Mia is thankful to her role models and her mom and grandmother because they are both examples of strong women who've always advised her and been there for her and encouraged her to do her best. Mia isn't sure what she wants to do when she grows up, but she knows she wants to be a UCLA Bruin. Follow your dreams, Mia. The future is yours.
And our next Student of the Month from William Moreno Junior High School, if we can have Arian Galvan along with your family, please. Congratulations.
Erin Galvan is the daughter of Alejandra and Juan Martin Galvan. She has only one older sister at CHS and one younger brother at Blanche Charles Elementary. Ariana's favorite class is math. Some of her other favorite things are tacos de carne asada, the color black, and pop music like Bruno Mars. Ariana's short-term goal is to maintain her excellent grades so she can be accepted to the university of her choice, such as UC Berkeley. She gets inspiration from her mom because, according to Ariane, there's nothing else that gets in her way. Ariane had a great experience at Blanche Charles Elementary, where she also excelled in academics and gave back to her peers as ASB president. This experience has inspired her to become an elementary teacher in the future. Ariane, teaching is a noble and rewarding profession. Path you choose, we know that you are proud of your accomplishments and we wish you the best.
Congratulations. And if you are being recognized as Student of the Month, or there's another area where there's recognition, don't leave, because afterwards there is cake and for everyone to celebrate. So we're going to go ahead and move on. Our next item, we're going to be recognizing the Migrant Speech and Debate Award recipients. So we're going to have Ms. Limon present our students. Ms. Limon is our migrant coordinator. So go ahead, Ms. Limon.
Thank you. Good evening. Today I have the honor of recognizing a wonderful group of migrant students who participated and placed in the ICOE Migrant Region 6 Speech and Debate Competition this year, and it was held in February. We had a total of 32 students participating. We had the largest group attending this competition. And we do have teams at each and every one of our school sites, elementary through the high school. These students competed against other county teams and they did very well. I'm very proud of them, and so are their coaches. The first team that we're going to recognize is the high school debate team, and their coach is Ms. Jessica Grijalva. Ms. Grijalva? Ms. Grijalva is very dedicated. She comes in during the breaks and they work many, many hours. And like I said, they're an awesome team and they did a great job. This year they placed third in debate, okay? And so our team is, our first student up for the team is Cecilia Arellano Ibarra. She's in grade 11. And Ceci, as we like to call her, will also be representing us at the state level. She's competing in the Spanish speech competition. So we're excited for her as well. Our next student is Citlali Torres Colmenares. And then our next student is Ashley Aguiniga. Our next student is Jorge Fernandez. And the last student is Leslie Shacid Lizarraga. The last three are 12th graders, and so we are very sad to see them depart onto their future ways. We'd like to keep them just a little bit. But they're very bright, and we're very excited for them in their future. So this is our Calexico High School team. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. The second team that we're recognizing is our junior high team. This team was actually a combination of both junior highs. And this was actually one of their first years. They did a very good job, and they're learning a lot. This team, their coach was Miss Elvia Fuentes. She's not here today, but this team won first place. So they will, yes. And this team will be they're also going to be representing us at the state level. So on May 9th, along with Ceci, they'll be going up there and competing in Tulare County. So we're very excited for them. They've been practicing a lot of hours also. And so we'll see how it goes. We're very excited for them. So our first team member is Dana Cervantes. She's in 7th grade. And then Aleida Fregoso. And lastly, Brianna Torres. Go ahead and take a picture, girl. And board members, we'll let you know how they do. We should know really quickly. And then the final recognition that we have is a 6th grader from Blanche Charles. This student had to prepare a speech and also had to do an extemporaneous speech, which means that they're only given about maybe half an hour to come up with the speech on the fly, and they have to go and present it in front of a set of coaches. It's about 3 to 4 people that they have to present. And she did a very good job. And this is Miss Claudia Lopez, and her coach was Jennifer Mesa, and she is from Blanche Charles. Claudia? On a side note, her mother, Miss Claudia Lopez as well, is the PAC president, and she was also recognized as the Migrant Parent of the Year. And those are our recognitions for this board meeting. Thank you.
Also, my migrant debate team from Calexico High School would like to thank Mr. Calderon because he arranged a field trip to Centinela State Prison. It was very short notice that we gave him, and he made it happen. And after my students interviewed him, that's when he came up with the idea to take it, to the next level, which we're very grateful for. Before we left, he said, "Let's do this." And so my students presented him with a little gift of a bottle that says, "Let's do this." So thank you very much.
And lastly, the reason for this was because the topic that was at hand was solitary confinement. It was a tough topic. So thank you, Mr. Calderon.
We're going to move on to H5, employee recognitions.
All right, so for the district, we'll have Ms. Myrando be giving that presentation and recognition.
Good to see you.
Congratulations.
Good evening, trustees, and good evening. I'd like to introduce to you our employee of the month from the district office, who I have the pleasure of having in my department, no pun intended. But I'd like to present to you Miss Caroline Pertula. Please come up front, Caroline. I want to talk about you just a little bit. I'd like to talk about you just a bit. I'm going to share a little information about Caroline. Caroline has been an employee of our district for 24 years. She started out, she was originally hired back in March of 1994 as a 3-hour clerk typist at Calexico High School. She was transferred to Willie Moreno 1 month later in April of 1984. In September of 1994, 10 years later, she was hired at the district office and as an accounts payable clerk. In July of 1999, she was promoted as an accountant, and in 2006 was promoted to accounting supervisor, where she currently serves. I had the pleasure of meeting Caroline back in October, on October 11th of 2011. I know that date, and it has been more than a pleasure since then. I appreciate Caroline for all of the hard work that she does in our department. I appreciate her historical knowledge because she can tell me about everything. She knows why everything happened and why it happened. She is a record keeper like none other. She has everything. Anything we could possibly think of, Caroline can pull it together. I will say that this has been long overdue, but certainly well-deserved. Caroline recently shared some information with me. She's in pending retirement. And I am heartbroken and happy for her all at the same time. And Caroline, I just want to say you're a gem, you're a jewel, and very appreciated. Congratulations, and thank you for everything that you do. Thank you.
All right. So moving on with our employee recognitions from Mainz Elementary School, Ms. Noriega will be presenting the employee recognitions from her school.
Good evening, members of the board, Mr. Gonzalez, and everybody in attendance. It is with great pleasure that I present Ms. Leticia Moreno. Ms. Moreno has worked for Calexico Unified School District since 1982. She has taught first grade, third grade, and kindergarten. The following are comments from main staff that describe Ms. Moreno perfectly. She is dedicated, patient, persistent, helpful, caring, and respectful. She challenges her students at all times and is always professional when working with colleagues. On June 13th, Ms. Moreno will retire from Calexico Unified School District in order to enjoy more time with her family and embarked in a new journey. On behalf of Maine's community, we thank you for your years of service. Our CSCA Employee of the Year for Maine's Elementary is my right hand, chosen by our staff. Ms. Melissa Serrano began working for the Calexico Unified School District in 2014. She began her employment wearing many hats: as a substitute assessment assistant, substitute health tech, substitute administrative assistant, and very quickly, in January of 2015, she was hired as Maine's Elementary School's head school clerk. Ms. Serrano enjoys coming to work every single day and takes the time to help out every parent, staff member, and student. Ms. Serrano promotes a positive school culture by going the extra mile and always helping out beyond her assigned duties. She's the spearhead of our fabulous Christmas float, Altar de Muertos, to name a few. Thank you, Ms. Serrano, for all your hard work and dedication.
Cake time, real quick, take a quick break.
Again, congratulations to Ms. Serrano, congratulations to Ms. Moreno, and congratulations to Ms. Prutsu. Let's give them another big round of applause. And that concludes our presentations, our recognition. So we're going to take a small 5-minute break to get some cake. Thank you.
When he was hit by an upcoming vehicle, it turned out to be a hit and run. My nephew was transported by ambulance to El Centro Regional. Luckily, it was only minor injuries. So a few days ago, after dropping off my son here at the high school at 7 a.m., I went and parked my truck in Blair and Ethel to witness the traffic. So what I saw was kind of bad. At 8 a.m., super heavy traffic, vehicular traffic. The students wanting to cross but couldn't because nobody would stop to let them cross. Also, I noticed that there are no crosswalks on that street, which are needing very bad. We need crosswalks on not only on Blair and Neto, but also on Blair and C.K. Clark, because the same thing was happening on that side. Yesterday, I went to appear before the city council and requested those crosswalks. They were going to look into it, but I'm here with the school board now to request crossing guards also on those two intersections. Because when you turn from 98 onto Blair, going south, the nearest crosswalk and crossing guard is on Washington in Blair. I mean, that's too far, but the other ones are not protected. So, and the other one is on the west side of town. Many years ago, we used to have the small street, Railroad Boulevard. It was a small 2-lane road with very little traffic. And there was lots of students who live on the east side of the tracks. They had to cross the tracks to get to main school. That time, there was a crosswalk and a crossing guard. Now, students are still going across the tracks to get to Mains, but not only to Mains. Now there's William Moreno Junior High School students. It's not Railroad Boulevard anymore. Now it's Cesar Chavez, and it's a 4-lane, not a 2-lane like it used to be, and lots of traffic. And when the new port opens up, it's going to get worse. Since it's bigger, there's no crosswalk and there's no crossing guard. I witnessed and I even took videos of kids crossing, and some were lucky to have an adult crossing them, but many of them weren't. So we need crosswalks and crossing guards on Blair and on Cesar Chavez. So for this, I think that's about it.
Right, well, thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and move on to item I, consent agenda. All items in print will be acted upon by one motion without discussion unless any item is pulled for separate consideration and action. Motion by Mr. Calderon. Second by Mr. Castillo. All those in favor? Aye. All those in favor is Romero, Calderon, Calderon Jr., Castillo, and myself. Moving on to J, information items. J1, Superintendent's report.
If we can, I'd like to take first a moment of silence. We did have one of our employees recently pass away, Mr. Arturo Leal. He worked in the district for 24 years as a grounds worker. He was actually working last at Cesar Chavez Elementary School. He really touched a lot of the lives of many of our students, our staff, because he worked across the district at different sites. And so if we could take a moment of silence for Mr. Leal, I would appreciate it. Thank you. I'd like to report that the California Continuation Education Association Conference is going to be held in San Diego, and they will be recognizing Aurora Continuation High School as a model continuation high school, and that will take place on Friday, April the 27th, 2018. And I'd just like to congratulate Mr. John Moreno, congratulate all the staff and the students, the community at Aurora High School. That is a great honor. Also, we will be attending the 2018 AXA Region 18 Administrator of the Year Awards, and that will also be held in San Diego on Friday, April 27, 2018. And one of our very own, Mr. Lucio Padilla, will be recognized as the Administrator of the Year in Technology. And so congratulations, Mr. Padilla, for that great honor as well. Our local county office of education is holding the celebration of education. That one is going to be held on Thursday, May the 3rd, 2018 at Southwest High School at the Jimmy Cannon Theater. The public is invited. We're very proud that we're going to be showcasing our Calexico High School Navy cadets. They will be doing the color guard, and we will also be having our Calexico High School drumline will be performing at the celebration of education. So again, everybody is invited to that. Moving on, we will be having our annual Calexico Educational Foundation dinner. The Calexico Educational Foundation has given on average $37,000 per year in scholarships to our students. And I'd like to thank Ms. Hortensia Armendariz for doing such an excellent job of being the secretary of the board for the Calexico Education Foundation and really keeping us informed and reaching out to the consulado, to all the different, different agencies out there that donate. And it's a wonderful, foundation, but what our students benefit from it is incredible. And so there will be a drawing and dance on Friday, 27, 2018 from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Carmen Durazo Cultural Arts Center. So if you're interested in attending, I know one of our board members also is on the board of the Calexico Education Foundation. So if you'd like to buy a ticket, you can buy a ticket with him after the board. WASC accreditation will be visiting Calexico High School for their review. Day one will be the welcoming at Varner Gym. It will be held on Sunday, April the 29th from 2 p.m. to 6:15 p.m. The Calexico High School Jazz Band will be playing. We'll also have the Calexico High School Mariachi will be presenting, and the folkloric group as well. And the luncheon will actually be catered and hosted by our CTE food nutrition students and Chief Nunez. Also, when it comes to the WASC, there's a few days that a lot of work that goes into it. Day 2 will be held on Monday, April 30th, 2018 from 7:30 to 5 p.m. Day 3 will be held Tuesday, May 1st, 2018 from 7:30 to 5 p.m. Day 4 on Wednesday, May 2nd, 2018 from 7:30 a.m. to 3:40 p.m. And I want to commend Ms. Williams and our principal at Calexico High School and our entire staff and students for, doing such an excellent job in preparation for our WASC visit. Next, Calexico High School Band Awards Banquet will be held on Friday, May 4th, 2017 at 6 p.m. at Club Luhu. So if you're interested, there are tickets. I believe they're $20, but it's a great event for everyone who's interested in attending. So, thank you.
Moving on to J2. Measure V update.
Nothing to report this evening.
Thank you. J3, association comments, ACT, CSEA. Moving on to J4, insurance committee.
Nothing to report, only to let the trustees know that we will be having our next insurance committee meeting on Thursday, May 3rd, 2018, here in the boardroom at 3:30 p.m. Thank you.
Moving on to ROP committee.
Just quickly, I have one handout I'll pass out. Since I didn't talk too much last month on this, I'll share a little bit more this month. And then I got the same slide, same images on the slide right now. Okay. So just quickly, IVROP, there was the Improve Valley Ag Summit, which was held last month on March 15th. There were over 400 students from Valley schools that participated, including Calexico. I think there were buses from every school site there that traveled up to Imperial Bullfrog Farms. We had this unique event. There were basically like 3 objectives. One was to really introduce students to the employment opportunities in the ag field, the careers, from the field to the machinery to the human resource even, and just all the businesses here in the valley. Another one was for them students to mingle, interact with local ag businesses and employers on the industry. And the third one was also to tour the facilities. They had a chance to go through Coon Farms and Bullfrog Farm Dairy to actually see, an operating ag business. So they had quite a tour there for our students across the county. 13 businesses were participating. They had tables, resource booths, sharing information about their industries. In addition, also U of A was there, University of Arizona, talking about their programs. And in fact, I think they're coming to Calexico next week to talk to our students about the ag business and higher ed opportunities in the field. So a lot of work going on there. I think regionally they're organizing a regional advisory board to include Calexico. And there's already plans underway for this event for next year. So that was the Ag Summit. The other one I'll touch on is the law enforcement competition that was also held recently in March. Law enforcement, I'm going to play a video just while I talk. And Javier, you can just turn the volume down a little bit. Just so you guys see the screenshots, the pictures. It's 6 minutes. I'm only going to maybe show about a minute of it. But again, law enforcement, Mr. Davies, and high school students participated in this event. Real exciting, real grueling, hard work for students across the valley. Calexico is certainly participating with their teams, great numbers. A lot of awards our students did pick up and come back with. There were many law enforcement agencies, military agencies participating. Border Patrol was there, El Centro PD, Calexico PD, Brawley PD. The Army was there, Coast Guard was there, and other law enforcement agencies helping run the event, score it, man it, just facilitate overall. Different activities from the dummy carrying, the I can call it Red Man? Yeah. Red Man, obstacle course, fence jumping, etc. So again, there's already plans for this event happening next year. A Border Patrol Mock Academy. I think Mr. Davis is actually wanting to bring it here to Calexico, so we can kind of rotate around the valley. But Calexico could host this next year. A huge event. In fact, Mr. Davis, I think his students went up to San Diego not too long ago to the Coast Guard tour and facilities to look at that area. So I'll pause it there, Javier. I don't want to go through the whole video, but just show a little snapshot of it. Maybe Janet can send it out to all of you, the link, so if you want to review that. So that's it up there. Just a reminder, the RVROP Foundation also is working on offering scholarships to students. Presently, right now, there's 60 to 70 applicants for the IVROP scholarship, including students from Calexico. Announcements will be made in May on the recipients, but they're trying to give out as many as they can. And of course, their fundraiser, Dancing with the Stars, helps generate funds for this. John Moreno is supposed to be dancing at it this year, not anymore. Not that he's hurt.
He got injured?
I don't know if that's workers' comp, or I don't know what it is, but self-inflicted injury, I don't know. Sophie. Call it what you want. He's not here, so he can stay whatever. Yeah. Regardless, he'll still be at the event. He's a huge supporter of the foundation, Dancing with the Stars. He'll be emceeing along with Ryan Childers from El Centro. But that's okay. That Dancing with the Stars is next month as well. Just this week was also the showcase here in the county, showcasing a lot of the IVROP programs from culinary, childcare, sports medicine, all the law enforcement. And that was at the expo in the valley at the fairgrounds. That was, 2 days ago, I think? A lot of our students were participating, receiving certificates, recognitions for their participation in the CTE courses. So Calexico is doing really good there. And then finally, I'll just mention, I think our teachers, and many of us, along with Ms. Montaño, they're seeking ways to maybe, are having discussions with ROP about making these CTE courses A3G, I believe. There's some discussions. And maybe even some dual enrollment with IVC. These are the possibilities. And that will be good for our students here as they pursue, their careers beyond high school. And I'll wrap it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Safety Committee?
Good evening. We haven't held a safety committee. Our next meeting will be in May, but I did want to share that on March 28th, right before our spring break, Mr. Nielsen, Mr. Gonzalez, and I had an opportunity to conduct an active shooter walkthrough with Kelly Wilson. She's Protective Security Advisor for San Diego District from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. And the purpose of our walks was to discuss opportunities to increase security at all of our sites. And part of our discussion was to consider the degree of work required and consider budgets and procurement security related items. Kelly also provided multiple resources that will help us increase safety at our sites, and that's something that I will be sharing with our safety committee when we meet in May. The sites that we visited were Calexico High School campus, the CHS 9 campus, Enrique Camarena, William Moreno, Aurora, and Blanche Charles. Items discussed and that came up in every visit that we made was consistency of our fence lines. Our fence lines right now, we have some that are high, some are short, and the recommendation is that they're all between 7 and 8 feet tall. The other thing was surveillance on our cameras. We had a lot of discussion about our cameras having integrators, having video analytic detection where it will alert us if there's anybody running, if there's bags being left on places where they shouldn't be, individuals jumping fences and so on. So those are things to consider when we look at our security cameras. The other thing we noticed in most of our campuses, and more than anything, our portable trailers, is the large windows. It's the recommendations that we looked into either anti-shatter or mirror films to avoid active shooters from actually looking inside. And it also serves as a barrier. And we also discussed door locking mechanisms. And we did share with her some of the securities that we have, because she asked about communications during lockdowns and so forth. So we did share with her our Catapult, our Raptor. We shared some of our existing cameras and some recommendations that they provided. And that's it.
Thank you. LCAP?
For LCAP, right now we're meeting with our core committee. Our core committee consists of parents, students, certificated staff, classified staff, administration. And what we do is the committee review all of the recommendations from our different stakeholders, and then they provide recommendations. We also look at data, and I provide updates that are being sent as we speak, or whenever I go to any county trainings, I share that with our stakeholders. So tomorrow is our last meeting. In case we need a little bit more time, we have secured a day for next week, but we're hoping that by tomorrow we will be completing this task so that we may start editing our LCAP. And that's it.
Thank you. J5, board reports. Mr. Romero?
I'd like to thank Main School for once again the third time earning the highest attendance, and thank all the students that were recognized today. I mean, that's really, they put a lot of work. And of course, our employees that were recognized today, and 2 of them that are retiring, that's over 60 years of service combined, and that's awesome. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Calderon?
Nothing to report.
Mr. Calderon Jr.?
Thank you, Mr. Alvarado. Just again, like Mr. Romero was saying, congratulations to those that are retiring and that were honored tonight. Also our kids that continue to make waves out there in our district and so forth. And one more thing for those the runners out there, the Heffernan Memorial is having a 5K obstacle run this Saturday, where at Crummett Park registration starts at 7 a.m. It's absolutely free. They're giving T-shirts and water bottles and everything. So if you're not doing anything this Saturday morning, you can join us at Crummett Park. It's a 5K run. So again, that's all I have, and thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Castillo?
Along the same lines, I think just recognizing there's a lot of good things happening in the district with our staff, our employees, our schools, and there's a lot to celebrate, and even with our AXA recipients and our teachers here. And I had some conversations with Mr. Gonzalez, just what can we do to help promote, support the good work that's happening here in the districts and our schools, and the recognitions, because we're seeing a lot already. And there's more, I think, district-wide recognitions or school site recognitions we can look into. I think Mr. Gonzalez is on board and will also look into that as well. But it really brings a sense of pride to the school sites and the whole community when we're having these accomplishments recognized, locally and statewide. And I think that's something we can do well. We do well, and I think we should be recognized for the good work that happens here. So I think Mr. Gonzalez will look into that as well. The celebration of excellence, Mr. Gonzalez touched on this already. And again, Calexico is participating, so I'll leave it at that. And then I noticed from the Women's Improvement Club, there were cards that we received with their celebration, again, 110-year anniversary celebration with their event on Saturday. And these also are fundraisers for scholarships that they provide back to students in Calexico. So we can see there's a lot of support for our kids here in the community. And we just need to recognize and celebrate everything that's good here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Castillo. Just wanted to congratulate all the students, because that's what we're here for the students. And also all the teachers that were recognized and those retirees, Mr. Padilla, also congratulations once again. And also for the migrant students that got the recognition today also as well. Great job, excellent work, especially with that one student that we had that just out of, the little time that she had and what excellent job she did. Other than that, just want to say, keep up the good work, and, let's keep it going for our kids. That's it. Moving on to K, discussion. K1, State of the District and Recognition of Community Partner. That's you.
All right. I just was talking to Mr. Garcia or Mr. Gonzalez about this and asked that we just put on the agenda. So I know, as board members, we've got our governance standards. We've looked at them, reviewed them through CSBA. There's a lot here of our responsibilities, what we do here in the community. And part of that is, again, our involvement in the community, communicating with the stakeholders, be it the public, our parents, our students, staff, about, the vision of the district, what we're doing, where we're headed, but also the learning that goes on here and the achievements. So we've got some responsibilities that we took on to be, fiscally responsible. I'll agree to adopt a positive budget, hopefully, but also to maintain the achievement of our schools and for our students. There's a lot of community involvement already with the LCAP. I'm thinking of a lot of meetings that we're seeing occurring, getting parent input, and other parent involvement activities and meetings. What I'm maybe discussing or suggesting, or the will of the board to be, is to see what else we can do to communicate with our community, be it an annual report or a presentation or a state of the district, where we are maybe doing three things. One, talking about our vision, our goals, sharing our accomplishments this year, and maybe where we're going in the next year or two. This could include our academics, of course, our student service and programs, the accomplishment and awards we've seen. Could include our facilities, what we've completed and where we're going, so the community is aware of it. Even the bond, what's happening with the bond information that they're, of course, we're responsible and interested for. So I'm thinking I can envision maybe a 15, 20, 25-minute presentation that the superintendent or his team take care of that, where we're communicating what's happening with the district and within the district, and sharing once a year, keeping it simple. Along the same lines, I think at that same maybe presentation, there's a lot of support we have in the for the district and the community. I think that's an opportunity where we can also recognize a community partner, be it a local organization, a local business, service club, for their support of the district and the activities, the education of our schools here, students. Simple recognition that I think the staff can brainstorm and suggest to the administration to recognize. So real simple, two things. I think one is that community presentation of what's happening, what we've done, where we're going, and recognizing a partner. So that's just what I'm suggesting. If there's interest or discussion about what we want to do with it.
Discussion?
Well, I know that the calendar has come up several times, and that is our roadmap for everything in this district. I think it goes back to at least 4 years since I've been here, and we all went to training to San Francisco, and that was one of the biggest things, to be transparent, and as you show everyone where you're at and where you should be at. And I think we're long due for that calendar. I think we should pursue that because that is transparency.
I'm in agreement with that. On the other hand, though, we're just also going through the process of looking for a superintendent.
Yes.
And that's going to also entail this also as well. So I think once we jump on that and, hit the ground running, we go ahead and start implementing some of these ideas. I think what you just brought up is real good, and that's something that we should be informing our community about. That way they know exactly what's going on, what accomplishments we've done as a district, and
Maybe a suggestion, we're at the end of this year already. Maybe it's something we want to plan for a year from now.
Oh, yeah, well, that's, that
Could always do
calendar,
it
it's
the
always
first-
in the calendar.
Yeah. First of the year, something like that, just to inform them what's going on.
Yes.
Moving on, any other discussion as far as that goes before we move on to L? Oh, all right, so L, discussion, possible action. L1, possibility of hiring a property condition assessment firm.
Mr. Alvaro, I'd like to pull this, bring it back to another board
Want
meeting.
to table it for the next?
Yes.
Okay, we'll table that. Do we need to make a motion on that, or we're good just by tabling it? No?
No, it's just discussion.
Okay. Okay. M, action items. Consideration and action approval of the following items. M1, appointment and replace members to the Measure V Citizens Oversight Committee.
Let's share on that.
Just inform us a little bit about that.
Good evening, trustees. At the last board meeting in March, I had mentioned that we were going to elect to fill those 2 vacancies in the Measure V Citizens Oversight Committee. So we did go through the process where we solicited applications, and we received, I think, 8 or 9 applications. And the the Citizens Oversight Committee met. They reviewed the applications, and these are the recommendations that are coming forth from the committee, which are Javier Moreno and Cristina Uriarte. And that was the recommendation of the Oversight Committee.
A motion to approve. Second by Mr. Romero. All those in favor, state aye. Aye. All those in favor, Romero, Calderon Jr., Castillo, myself. Moving on to M2, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Frontline Education for absence and substitute management subscription.
I'd like some information.
Okay.
Some information.
So this item is before the board, and I am going to defer all the questions to Carolina. She is spearheading, well, and I'm not sure if the board knows, or I'm sure I've mentioned it, that the county, our district included, is embarking on a new computer system. We've had the ISIS system for quite some time, and we're now transitioning to a new system that's more in the 21st century of technology. It's called Escape. I personally want to escape from Escape, but that's what we're getting. It's supposed to make all of our jobs a lot easier. What Frontline is going to do is work along with Escape as far as our substitute calling and for our teachers. We currently use the SIM system, and currently we don't have a system in place for classified, and that's where I'm going to defer to Carolina's expertise if you have any further questions as to the importance and really the need for this additional support to our software.
And if I may as well, like Mai mentioned, we have SEMS, which is the substitute current management system that we have in place. SEMS, unfortunately, it is done by eSchool Solutions, but it is outdated. The developing in this particular software that we use, it's not continuing anymore. Even when it comes down to getting support, it's not the same support that we had in the past. However, the main reason that we're moving or making the recommendation for Frontline is because Frontline is compatible with the new Escape system that we're bringing in. So in other words, they read each other. Right now, when it comes to the sites, for example, and it comes to the substitutes, when we have to verify, the amount of work that the substitutes have worked, that all we have to go through the head clerks or at the different school sites. With this particular system, one of the benefits of it is whatever is input in the Frontline will automatically read into Escape, so it'll automatically be put into payroll. It'll will automatically have the information in HR, and will automatically have the information in PC. And so the other factor is that SEMS, our current substitute management system that we have, doesn't work and it's not compatible for classified substitute. And so one of the things that we want to do is we want to have a system where we don't have to be calling, PC and Esther, staff has done an excellent job, but there is a way to facilitate all that and streamline it and to become a lot more efficient than what we currently have right now. And so a lot of the other districts are already using it. I'll give you an example. Brawley's using it. El Centro Elementary is using it. Heber's using it. Central is using it. I think McCabe is transitioning. So when it comes to county-wide, this is really the system that is the recommendation because it's compatible with Escape. And so for that very reason, we are making the recommendation to ensure that it is streamlined and it is compatible with our current Escape system that we're transitioning into.
Yes.
Okay. I move that we accept this recommendation.
I'll second that. Motion by Mr. Romero, second by Alvarado. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those in favor, Romero, Calderon Jr., Castillo, and myself.
Yeah,
Moving
thank
on.
you. And I just want to add to that this is a human capital management platform. So at this time, we're bringing you forward just the absence and substitute management part of it.
but we are looking into later on doing the time cards. Instead of doing paper time cards, it would be automatic time cards. And also there's a professional growth component to it where we can track all the professional development that we provide to our employees. So that's coming forward in the future.
All right,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
So let me ask,
What
and
I
let me
was-
ask one question too. So as you're moving to Escape in the portal, does every employee have their own email?
They will have a dashboard.
They have it now?
They would have a dashboard, and the engagement between supervisor and employee would be a lot more real. Also on the safety side, Frontline will allow supervisors and management to see real time who's at site and who's not. And so in case of an emergency, we can pull out reports and be able to account for everybody that's there. Mhm.
Carolina, I'm a firm believer that you work smarter, not harder.
Oh,
which and
yes.
I approve,
Yes.
I mean, I agree with that. My only thing is like, in the past, we have approved a lot of these softwares,
Mhm.
and the people that, the boots on the ground, don't have an opportunity to actually have input or even look at it.
Mhm.
Look at the air conditioner situation. We didn't actually go out and actually get input from people. So
Yeah.
maybe in the next time we can include, for instance, some clerks out there.
We
'Cause the
actually
clerks-
did, Mr. Calderon, we actually had both of our payroll clerks and some of our HR assistants attend some of the demonstrations because we really wanted them to like the system and be able to
Well,
work with the system.
I understand that, but not on the sites. And the sites are the ones that are inputting all the time cards, because they're doing them by hand now. I
Oh, yes.
understand that.
Mhm.
So the sites were not actually invited, so, and that's what I'm
Oh.
asking, that
Mhm.
the boots on the grounds, those are the people that are actually doing the job and sending you the information. So
Mhm.
important that we get the buy-in from them, so when we implement these type of softwares, we don't have any
Yeah,
issues.
no
in outer
pushback
space.
and that, yeah, I
Exactly.
agree. I
They
agree.
buy into it and all the, because what he's telling me and what little Mr. Gonzalez told me about it,
Mhm.
I could see it's going to make our job or lives a lot easier
Mhm.
when we're accounting for hours and so forth, and
Yeah.
substitutes, not only for certificated, but for classified and so forth. I understand that, but
Mhm.
just bring them in.
Yeah, we'll make sure we do that, and I assure you that we'll train them very well.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to M3, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Jesus Huerta to provide professional development and instructional support to expanded learning staff working summer school.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Castillo, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those in favor is Romero, Calderon, Calderon Jr., Castillo, myself. Moving on to M4. Memorandum of Understanding between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County Office of Education for representation on the California Scale Up MTSS Statewide Sums Initiative.
What is it?
So this is a grant that was written by the Imperial County Office of Education. And so really the district has nothing to lose and everything to gain. If the county gets the grant, then it's a $50,000 that'll go towards the multi-tiered systems of support, kind of like response to intervention in the area of literacy. Now, if the county doesn't get the grant, then there's no loss to the district.
I motion to approve.
I'll second. Motion by Calderon Jr., second by myself, Alvarado. All those in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those in favor is Romero, Calderon, Calderon Jr., Castillo, and myself. Moving on to M5, Memorandum of Understanding between Calexico Unified Schools District and the Imperial County Office of Education for Professional Development and the new Adoption Toolkit for Social Studies Curriculum.
So what this is a two-day professional development that will be provided by Imperial County Office of Education to our teachers, specifically our teachers that teach social studies. We're going through textbook adoption, and what this is they're trained on what it is that they need to look for in order to select the appropriate or the right material.
Okay, motion to approve.
Motion by Calderon Jr., second by Calderon. All those in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those in favor, Romero, Calderon, Calderon Jr., Castillo, myself. Moving on to M6, authorization to seek proposals for integrated pest management services. I'll second that. Motion by Romero, second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. In favor is Romero, Calderon, Calderon Jr., Castillo, myself. Moving on to M7, resolution proclaiming Teacher Day as May 9th, 2018. I go ahead and make the motion to approve.
It's a roll call, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a roll call, but
Yeah.
I still need
Oh,
a
second.
second by Calderon Jr. Mr. Romero?
Yes.
Mr. Calderon?
Yes.
Calderon Jr.?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo, myself, yes. Moving on to M8, resolution designation of applicants, agent resolution for non-state agencies.
Just send some information. What is it? What is it?
My,
Good evening. This resolution is coming up because the previous signer on behalf of our district was our previous superintendent, and we receive lots of things from, from CDE for facilities and for closeout work that we need to be able to sign on behalf of the school district, and the only signer was our previous superintendent. So this is to update that so that we can move forward with closeout projects and any documentation that may have to go to the state, the governor's office, that we just can't sign because we're not authorized signers. And this came up as a result of, I believe, a closeout with one of our facilities projects. So we just, Carlos and I can't sign because we're not authorized. So in order to change that, it has to be done via resolution from our board to do that.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Romero. Mr. Romero? Oh,
So
it's a roll call.
I'm just- you and Carlos are going to be able to sign?
Yes, and it's going to be, we didn't put it specific, we kind of put the position that it'll be the superintendent or the assistant superintendent of business, so just gives a little flexibility there.
All right.
Mr.
Yes.
Romero? Mr. Calderon? Mr. Calderon Jr.?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Moving on to M9, accounts payable pre-list and addendum.
I move we approve.
Motion by Mr. Romero, second by Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those in favor, Romero, Calderon, Calderon Jr., and myself. We're going to go ahead and reconvene now back into closed session.